How is everybody? There's nobody here because I didn't tell anybody this is a thing. Because I didn't know this was going to be a thing. But here I am. It's Saturday, back in the old time slot, kind of. A little bit later than the old time slot. Uh, yeah, Waldrop showed up. Somebody's got their notification bell rung. Beckham was here too. Oh, right on. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know. I don't know why. I was on my way home from work, and I had a really good week at work, and I just felt like having a couple of bevies on the internet with whoever showed up, and we used to do the show on Saturday nights, and that didn't really work for me most of the time because by the time I got off work on Saturdays, I was too exhausted to do the show to a level that I was comfortable doing the show. And but today I had a really good week of work, and I came out of work today relatively like still pretty good. So it's like, let's sit down, let's turn the camera on. You're gonna have some beer after work. So let's turn the camera on and see if anybody shows up to hang out. We could talk about some things. We can do hypothetical questions. We can whatever. We can do whatever. I kind of want to see if people have their notification bell rung so that they know when I go live, or whether they're programmed by the regular schedule. Hey, Paul says it's been a busy day. Cleaned the shop. I was doing some relatively serious cleaning a couple of days ago as well. I want to do that major reset of the shop where like everything is where it's supposed to be and surfaces are all clean and tidy and all of that kind of stuff. So over the next couple of days, before I launch into the guitar, the two guitars at the same time project, I want to reset the shop. So part of the last couple of days and the next couple of days is getting everything where it belongs. And I was garbage bags full of lathe shavings going out the door, and just resetting the shop. One of my resolutions for this year was to be better at regularly cleaning a little bit, so that I don't have to do this whole like stop everything and clean the shop for 4 days to get things back where you can use them. But before I start that resolution, I need to get things back to where they're supposed to be and get the shop into a state where that regular upkeep cleaning is enough. Because right now it's still, I did a few hours of like serious cleaning, and it's still a gong show in here. So I need to get the shop reset before that like 10 minutes of cleaning every time you come out actually makes a difference. Cleaning is serious business. If you know who John Richardson is, I don't know who John Richardson is, but I know that cleaning is serious business because I let my shop get out of hand too often. And then I lose a week of productivity out here because like I'll come out one day to do something and I'll just turn around and walk back in the house because I just don't want to. And then the next day I'll come out and I'll do a little bit of tidying, but then it's like, where do you start? If I clean this up, then the stuff that I clean from here moves over here. And that's not where it belongs either, but I can't put it away because it belongs over there, and that's a mess. And it's like, there's this whole cycle thing. Like I almost need to like make a list of like, where do I need to start? What corner of the shop do I need to start on? What needs to happen in order to get that corner cleaned? Because if I clean that corner and just move everything over to the workbench or over to the sanding area, It doesn't help because now that area is worse. And then when I get to that area, stuff's going to end up back over there. So that's what the next few days are. We'll do a regular show on Monday. We'll do the regular Monday night show. But hopefully between now and that show, I can get things closer to a state where we might actually be able to start the live version of the guitar. That's the plan. That's hopefully I can get the shop into a state by Monday so that on Monday night we can launch into a guitar build. But I need to have work areas ready to work at, because I can't be like, okay, so now we're going to go over to the oscillating belt sander. Okay, hold on, everybody. I have to clean off the oscillating belt sander so I got an area to work. It's a British comedian who takes cleaning too far. He wears vests and cardigans. Okay. Got to clean off the saw, router table, and workbench tomorrow. Gonna put up less used templates into the loft. There you go. Get them out of the way. So I only have the most used ones. Yeah. Wall space is also getting to a premium. So, like, I've got my fret slotting jig hanging handy. Like, in terms of stuff that I need for the guitars, my templates are in the house. So they should be out here up on a wall someplace. The table saw, the bench, the sharpening station, the sanding station, the drill press, the bandsaw need to be accessible so that I can just flip a switch and start working. Do you have a part of the shop that is the worst or least utilized? Yeah, it's over there. That's the worst area. The sanding, see if I can get my finger. That's my sandpaper thing that's currently sitting on my oscillating belt sander. But all around that station, that the belt sander, oscillating belt sander, drill press, half wall of that side of the shop is the worst offender in terms of just gathering. It's like where stuff goes. It needs to be out of my way. It'll go over there for now. And that's the collection bin area. So that, once I get that, because that's sort of like the end point for everything, because it gets moved off the table saw to my workbench so I can use the table saw, off my workbench to over there to get out of my way because I need the bench. So that's sort of like the finish line for stuff. So once I get that cleaned up, as long as that stuff doesn't end up back somewhere else, most of that's garbage, like, or burn pile or scrap bin, or need to better organize my sandpaper, or like I've got my dead DeWalt random orbit sander sitting there because I'm like, I can't throw out a random orbit sander, whether it works or not. I can't bring myself to throw it out. So it's just sitting there waiting for me to figure out what to do with it. Maybe I could get it fixed, because I don't know what broke in it or whether it's worth fixing, whether it's worth paying somebody to find out what broke in it and whether it's worth fixing. I don't know. But it's just living over there. Got my new sander today, Waldrop. He went big. He said go big or go home. Well, the question came up last week on the show about vibration in sanders. And I come down on the side of, like, if you can find the money, spend the money, because that's where you need to be to lower the vibration of your sander. And so he went with the Mercaderos. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy working with that. That's, once you get up to that level of sander, I don't know for a fact, but I have a feeling you don't dread sanding as much. If it's a brush, it's easy. Anything else, it's not worth it. I literally, I don't know. It just stopped. You can hear the motor humming, but it started getting clicky clicky, and it just didn't want to do its random orbit anymore. So I don't know what that is in there. Oh, I was on my feet all day, so my back's not great, but I'm in high spirits, shall we say, in terms of my exhaustion level after a full day of work. Which is nice. I would love to go back to the Saturday show. I think the Saturday show, I think it had more audience. I think it it's a better time slot for me in terms of usually, okay, let's be honest. Usually I have some beers with you guys on the show. And then after the show, let's continue to be honest, I keep having beers. And so the next day, I generally don't feel that great. And so now that that's Monday, I kind of lose most of Tuesday, if not all of Tuesday, in terms of like feeling like doing work. And I think moving that lost day of productivity back to Sunday would overall make me more productive in the shop, because I don't generally get productive in the shop on Sundays anyway, because Sundays is kind of more like a family day where we go do stuff as a family and we have family dinner and family movie night, stuff like that. So Sunday isn't a shop day anyway. So if I was losing shop day on this, I'm losing essentially 2 shop days a week by doing the Monday night live show. Because I lose Sunday for family day, and then I lose Tuesday for being hungover and just not having the energy. Not really hungover. I don't get like hammered. Well, sometimes I do. But like, yeah, just lack of enthusiasm for the shop on Tuesdays. So if I could combine those two things, lack of enthusiasm for the shop and family day into Sunday, get my Tuesday back by not doing a Monday night live show. I don't know. It's a possibility. I am thinking about whether or not I can do that, but most of the time, by the time I'm done work on Saturdays, I'm just too beat up and exhausted to want to be productive anymore that day. It's something that I'm going back and forth on. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer a Saturday night time slot that may end up being less projects, less work getting done, and more just like hang out with Mike while he drinks on Saturday night? We'll turn and we'll do stuff on Saturday nights too, but more frequently it'll be like, let's hang out and have drinks and have fun time. Or do you want me to keep it on Monday and more often we will make something or work towards making something? Because I mean, right now I'm kind of 50-50. Like, I'm happy to hang out on Saturday nights and have bevies and chillax with you guys. But most of the time I'm not going to feel like getting any work done because I just worked all day. Whereas on Monday, if I worked all day, it was out here in the shop and I can just keep going. But then, like I said, I kind of lose the productivity on Tuesday. This was not on the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff calendar, Benel. I told you when I made the calendar that I could not anticipate a video schedule to put it on the calendar. This was a spontaneous, I feel like it kind of show. I appreciate you showing up, though. You still got to come back and do Monday as well. Paul's good either way. Chili says whatever works for me. Well, that's not really that helpful, guys. I got to admit. Like, I'm actually looking for help making this decision. Because I would rather do what works for everybody else. Is that accurate to say? Would I rather do what's best for everybody else? Yeah, I mean, in general, like, because I'm literally, like, it could be a coin flip for me and do either way. It is going to mean that I'm standing in front of the lathe during fewer shows. And the whole like build 2 guitars at a time, do one live and do one as a project video. I still want to do that, but I can't see getting as much done per live show if it's happening after I was on my feet on concrete for 9 hours down at the shop. So it might be like smaller bits of that project. Sunday it is then? Well, it'd be Saturday. Stop living in the future. Fearsome bought pen kits today. I love olive wood. Stuff is so nice. I don't think I've ever olive wood did. Paul, was there ever any olive wood in any of the stuff you sent? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever olive wooded. I've heard good things, and it's gorgeous. It's not Sunday, Scott. Paul says olive wood is nice to turn. I've heard good things, and it is very, very pretty. You olive wouldn't. Yes, that's right. I olive haven't. Either way. I would like to. I would olive wood. Would I have the opportunity? I gotta go get a piece of Purple Heart. Because I think the top of the... No olive wood in your book. I usually said you cracked wood, countertop, or poop. These are the 3 things that you usually send. Things with giant cracks in them. Garbage wood that you've cut off other things and don't know what else to do with. Or poop. Poop wood really shines when you polish it. I've heard that. I've heard that. I've heard you can very successfully polish poop wood. Anyway, back to what I was about to say. I think the top of the walnut Purple Heart maple guitar, this one, I've got... So if you don't know, I think everybody here knows that I'm going to work on 2 guitars at a time in the next little while. This one I'm going to do live here on the show. This is just the Purple Heart maple. But there's also a walnut Purple Heart maple. And I'm going to put a top on both of these. I think this one, I'm going to do a spalted maple top. And this one, I'm going to do a Purple Heart top. Is where my head's at right now. So I need to go get a piece of Purple Heart. I need to get a piece of 4/4 Purple Heart that is 8 17 to 18-ish inches long, and that's just over 12, so more than 6 inches wide, 4/4, so I can resaw it and book match it for the top for that guy. And then this is the piece the Purple Heart Maple one, I think, is going to get its top cut out of this. It's not going to show up on camera. It's like a gorgeous spalted big leaf maple thing that my buddy Brad gave me that I can rip. I could get a guitar top and a bunch of other crap out of that. So that's what I'm thinking there. I could take 6.5 inches out of that thing and resaw it and still have like some lidded boxes and other stuff. So I'm rubbing off on you. 2 guitar builds at the same time, make a luthier out of you yet? Well, I'll settle down. These are 5 years old, 6 years old. These are like, I started getting into woodworking and I'm like, I'm gonna make guitars. And so like these are from way back then. So I gotta finish them. Still get Filter album cover and Stone Temple Pilot vibes when you see these guitar bodies. I can understand that. STP vibes for sure out of the purple maple one. Not so much this one, I don't think. Maybe. But yeah. I gotta get them done. But if I'm gonna put a top on them, I gotta start by taking off about 3/8 of an inch, which is gonna make, I'm not gonna fill these and then just slice that off. But I'm also not gonna waste 3/8 of an inch of walnut, Purple Heart, and maple. So I'm gonna try to resaw this through my bandsaw. Take 3/8 off, and then I can get like box parts or something. Make a little box out of the, because I'm not just gonna fire those through the planer and take 3/8 off of them. It's wasteful. Shit ain't cheap. Still got to buy pickups and hardware stuff? No. I have a fairly substantial collection of guitar parts. They're gonna be single humbucker, tune-o-matic situations. But so that's the reason these are in the wrong place, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, oh, well, some pickup cavities in it. The neck pocket isn't good. The neck pocket needs to come back to about here. So this I'm gonna like fill after I take it 3/8 off the top of it. I'm gonna fill these so that I have nice clean working surface to start with, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use templates and things to. I'm gonna do a 1 humbucker, tune-o-matic, and I have many tuning pegs and bridges, and I don't have a ton of pickups. I've got a couple of Seymour Duncans in various styles, and a fair number of like those cheap Amazon humbucker things. Who makes those? Like Wilkinson or somebody? I probably have 8 to 10 various humbucker pickups. And some things that came out of other guitars that I've just collected along the way. Yeah, it'll be a fun project. Made a Gibson Les Paul neck maple for a cedar Les Paul you're making. It fell off the saw, broke the headstock before it was even attached. Damn Les Pauls and they're breaking necks. Don't the SGs have an even worse like track record in terms of neck stability at the headstock or neck fractology? For some reason, I seem to think the SG is like the worst culprit of the Gibsons. It's like the little 2-horn one. Made a set of wooden humbuckers that I'm going to put on a whiskey barrel guitar. Hey, sweet. Like, did you like wind the coils and everything? Like, you made the humbuckers? Did you get like a coil winder and the whole bit? The whole SG headstock weighing more than the body. Yeah. Yeah, I had an Epiphone SG back in high school. And I didn't know anything about guitars, but it always felt like way heavier in my hand, like in my left hand, than it should. And I found out later that that's just a thing. That the SGs have neck dive because, yeah. You made a coil winder out of a sewing machine? That's rad. Bet Matthias has never done that. Bet you didn't learn that from free plans from Matthias Wandel. I'm glad that some people rolled in tonight because I was thinking like, wow, this is gonna suck if I just have to sit here and talk to myself and nobody shows up because nobody knew this was happening. I would delete it after the fact because normally like a fair number of people watch these afterwards. But if it was just me going like, geez, I wish people were here, I probably would just delete it. Backham's back. How you doing, my friend? I also found when I was cleaning up, you guys know how I find things when I'm cleaning up, right? That you're like, how did you forget that you had that? Got this relatively significant piece of 12-quarter Nara that's just gorgeous. That I don't know what to do with. This is the stuff that I made the goblet out of because it was the only thing I had that was 12-quarter or larger. But I don't know what to do with this. Anybody have any ideas about what to do with a 22 by 6.5 12-quarter Nara? Happy to take input on that. Because I stumbled upon it when I was cleaning up. And I was like, wow, that's a really nice piece of wood. What are you going to do with that? Dunno, says I. Candy dishes or trays? I mean, yeah, I could get, 6.5. I could get 3. I could get 3 6.5-inch bowls. Nara bowls by 3 inches deep. They'd be decent bowls, actually. 6.5 across, 3 inches deep. It's not a terrible option. Just hack it in 3 and turn them into bowls. Miguel says pen blanks. No, I don't think so. It'd be funny. It'd be one of those funny ones. It'd be like a YouTube trolling kind of a thing. Like, let's troll YouTube and take this really nice piece of 12-quarter Nara and hack it up into pen blanks. But I don't think that's a good use of that particular material. Backup says, what's up, everyone? I'm at work. I had a guy getting paid to watch this nonsense. Also finished up a cutting board in your spare time. Had a guy. That a guy. A chunky lamp. I've never made a lamp. Somebody mentioned lamp not that long ago on the show too. Might have been Matt. I've never made a lamp. I'm not really an electronics-y kind of a guy, but I could solder a lamp wire to a plug probably, and make a lamp type thing. Maybe I've got a spool, or not a spool, but like a little roll of like those multicolored LED strip stuff somewhere. Could do something with lights, or I could just go buy a crappy lamp at the Habitat for Humanity store. Just take all the parts out of it and make something out of a chunk of Nara and put it back together in there. I don't really need a lamp though. See, that's what it generally comes down to for me in terms of projects. It's like, could I even make use of that? I don't need a desk lamp or a end table lamp or a nightstand lamp or anything like that. I just don't. And I can't make things hoping that I can sell them unless I'm confident that like this is going to sell, like slimline pens. I can't make things on spec hoping that they'll sell. I wish I could show you my lamps. 4x8 base that tapers to a triangle maybe, and has tarnished copper shade with bears and elk cutouts. Hey, sweet. What do you mean you wish you could show me your lamps? You can absolutely show me your lamps. You take pictures of them, and you email them to me, or you put them up on my Facebook page. My Facebook page allows people to post on it. You could tag me in an Instagram post if you're on Instagram. Draw for it so Beckham can. I'll make a lamp and I'll put it up for a draw, and then Beckham can have it in his house. It's not a terrible idea, except that it'll cost me $80 to ship it to him. Tonight, no, we're not doing anything tonight. Tonight, I'm getting off my feet because I worked all day. Maybe I was gonna say maybe show up on time and you'll get the story, but he was here before I was, and then he left. We are talking about maybe going back to the Saturday time slot. But I don't know. It's something I'm mulling over, whether I should go back to the Saturday time slot or not. Because I think it works better for viewers in general. And when I get off work on Saturdays and I'm still raring to go and enthusiastic, it works better for me because I can lose part of Sunday by being a little bit not enthusiastic about the world, without losing. I don't double up my lost productivity by losing Tuesday. Because right now my shop days basically are Monday and Wednesday each week. And that's, if I could get Tuesday back, I would add 33.3% more productivity, theoretically. Right? Is that, I'm not a math guy. Panel? Would I gain 30% more productivity? No, because if I'm going from 2 to 3, there's an equation. It's probably something like 45% or something more productivity by going from 2 to 3. But by going from 2 to 3 productive days in the shop each week, I could get a lot more done. Let's just put it that way. 50% more. Right, because I'm going from 2 and I'm adding half of that amount. Pinnell's got my back. Here. Of course, that is also assuming that I then take advantage of that day to its fullest extent. And assuming that I don't decide like, well, I've got a whole extra day of productivity, so now I can slack off on those other days. Like, if you went from 3 to 2, I would lose 33%. But if I go from 2 to 3, I'm gaining 50%. Sounds like a better deal. Sounds like it's better to add productivity than subtract it. Post it on Instagram and tag me. Okay, cool. Yeah, happy to have a look. That's cool. I've never done a lamp. But lots of people make really cool lamps. Maybe I can find a use for a lamp somewhere in the house. Or maybe I'll make it and I'll take it to 15 markets before it sells. Because that's what I need to do. I need to make more of those type of things where I bring it to a lot of markets and store it in my back room until it sells at a market. But, I mean, to be fair, the Yatoba Chip and Dip was only 3 markets before it sold. I didn't expect that. The Holy Hand Grenade, Cherry Walnut, lidded box bowl was the same. The resin charcuterie boards were a little while. They were probably 5 or 6 markets before I sold the first one of those. I'm trying to think of the longest reigning. Oh, you know what the longest reigning thing on the market table is? It's a set of coasters. It's a oak. Was it oak, walnut, maple, oak? Well, there's some reddish something. Maybe a Meranti or an African mahogany strip in them. It's a set of 6 coasters in a. I'm gonna go get it. The longest reigning thing that has been at the most markets without selling. Hold on. All right, there's no walnut. Oh no, the base is walnut. So this is my longest surviving product that has been to the most markets without selling. It is $60. It's tagged at $60. It's a 6 set, little rubber feet of quarter sawn, red oak, maple, and African mahogany. Set of coasters on a walnut base with a maple strip. I don't understand why nobody wants this set of coasters in a little for $60. Like that, I've been taking this set of coasters to markets since I started doing markets. Nobody wants it. I don't know. No idea what it is. It's a really nice coaster. And they all match. Like, Nobody cares. You get little rubber feet on the bottom of the base too. Yeah. No. That's fun. Thinking of the thing that I have been unable to sell for the longest. That's fun. What's that in US dollars? Oh yeah, are you gonna buy them? It's the shipping that kills you, dude. Like in US dollars, it's probably 47 US dollars, but then it might be another 25 US dollars for it to get to you. It might be another 35 US dollars for it to get. It might be all things said and done, it might come out to like 80 US dollars. It might be more than that. I'm terrible at estimating shipping. We've established that already. It's even dusty. That's how long it's been around. Maybe not my finest sanding job. It was early on in my making. The end grain is pretty smooth. Well, it just takes the right person to come to stumble upon them at the right time that happens to want to have that in their house or as a gift for somebody. Yeah, Matt says it's worth 60. I think I lowered it to 60. No, maybe not. Maybe it's been 60 the whole time. Oh. It's a cool set of coasters. I should just put it in my house. But I already have a nice set of coasters that I made in my house. So maybe it's a Christmas present next year for somebody because I'm just sick of taking it to markets. Or maybe Beckham fires me $100 and says, send it to my house. Nah, it is what it is. The markets are a weird animal, man. You go to 4 markets in a row and make nothing, and get so dejected and start to hate everything about what you're doing because nobody cares. And then you'll go to a market and you'll sell most of your crap all of a sudden, and you'll walk out of there with $1,000 clear or $1,500 in your pocket after expenses and everything, and you're like, oh, that was pretty awesome. And then it sucks you back in. It's like golf, man. Can golf suck you back in? Like every time you walk off the course, you're like, why do I do this to myself? But you can't wait to go back because maybe next time. Yeah. Summer markets are not really very good to me in general. Christmas markets, I do okay. I should probably stop going to summer markets or I think I need to make more summery type goods for my summer markets instead of just taking all of the same type of stuff to both summer and Christmas markets. I need to make summery type stuff like barbecue stuff and fire pit stuff and like stuff that people use in the summer. Like bottle openers and like barbecue sets. I have 3 barbecue kits that I have to turn handles for, figure out how to do that and do those. I don't know, give me some more like summer market projects. Salt pepper grinders, maybe. Napkin holders. Summer outsidey type stuff. Maybe like little ring toss games or I don't know. Planter boxes? No, it's more of a need those earlier in the year. It's more of a spring. thing. I don't know. I should think on it though, because I do very poorly at summer markets. Like to the point where I should probably stop going if what I'm going to do is bring bowls and charcuterie boards and coaster sets and bottle stoppers and pens. Heathens probably don't use coasters. Well, you got that backwards. Because if you don't use a coaster, you're a heathen. What's wrong with you? Put your drink down on just a bare table? Some kind of barbarian? Like, oh. Okay, so it turns out that I'm glad that I went live with you guys tonight, because this is fun already. About making iPad holders and MacBook holders, like little stand-up dealies. Yeah, I thought about doing little sort of like bedside table, like phone proper uppers, and maybe with a charge port, like a little wireless dealie. It's a good idea. Does my beer can have a coaster? No, because this is a workbench, yo. I'm not going to use a coaster on my workbench. My workbench is a tool. It's got resin and stuff all over it. Like, I hit it with a chisel, let alone the bottom of a beer. If I'm up on my kitchen table with that's like walnut and is supposed to be nice, you're damn right. It's got a coaster under it. I will happily hit the thing that my beer is sitting on right now. I will happily hit with a chisel or a mallet. That's the difference. Napkin holders, grill pusher scrubber things. I actually, way back in my early days of making those grill scrubber, basically a wooden paddle, that I use. Everybody should use those. Don't use wire brushes on your barbecue. Use a wooden scraper on your barbecue. I did okay with the little wooden scraper things. Trade charcuteries don't, I mean, maybe it's just mine. Maybe just nobody likes mine, but I don't sell too many in the summer markets. I could try a different style. Could try just simplifying them and then not charging as much. Instead of putting multiple types of wood into laminations and cutting charcuterie boards out of them, I could just like hack up slabs of garbage wood that people are giving away for free. And could be where I'm selling too. Yeah, that's true, Sean. It's true. I don't have a lot of options. I mean, we have at the Crow's Nest, we do 2 summer markets. There are a few others, but they are either expensive to enter, like they're more like trade fair type market things that like tour, or the farmer's market that runs every Sunday. But then I have to spend my whole family day every week, like standing downtown under a tent, waiting for people to buy my stuff. And I don't want to put another day a week into that. If I did a market in Van City, they would say, oh, yeah, well, sure. I could go down to Victoria and do a market down on Government Street probably and just sell like hotcake. I could probably double my prices and sell okay down there. But then I got to pay for a hotel room that night. and the gas there and back. I got to make enough money to spend some money at Lee Valley because I have to stop in Colwood on my way home, get a new plane. I made an iPad holder stand and it came out awesome. Very little wood used. 2 pieces, 3x3, shaped like 2 fingers. And 1.25 dowel, 8 inches long. 3" by 3" shaped like 2 fingers. And a dowel. Yeah, take a picture, send it to me. Cutting boards are always going to be champions for drawing traffic and high dollar amounts. Yeah, especially like end grain, like fancy pants, where you flip and you make patterns and stuff in them. I got a buddy that does that for a living. He makes really expensive, really nice cutting boards, but damn, he just constantly, like, I can't see that being any fun at all. Just production work, just running boards through the table saw and the planer and the jointer and the planer and the jointer and then the table saw and then gluing them all up and making a huge mess and then cut and flip and cut and flip and cut and flip and cut and flip and pick and just no, I don't want to. And tubs of glue. Everywhere glue. And router sleds and no. He's got an enormous space because he needs an enormous space because you need to do them in substantial numbers in order to bring that per hour cost down for your work. The difference is you do it for enjoyment and some profit. They do it just for profit. Yeah, that's it. I still want to be in love with what I'm doing. I can suffer through the process of churning out 50 pens once in a while because it helps support the shop. But I couldn't make the entirety of my shop. I couldn't make only slimline pens. Like, just because they will sell and they will make me money and they will keep me making money. I just can't do that. I can't get into that mindset. There's nothing wrong with either approach. That's exactly right. There isn't. There's people just churning out. I mean, people making recycled pallet wood park benches or whatever, and they churn them out, make money. If that's how you want to do it, you go ahead. More power to you. If that's your thing. I mean, you look at the production turners in the world. They're just bowl. Get them out. I cannot see that being an enjoyable way to live my life. But maybe they like it more than I do, or maybe they listen to a lot of audiobooks and while they're doing it and they learn a lot or something. I don't know. I think he means phone holder, like those signs people with like a wooden poncho. 2 boards with a hinge on top like a sawhorse. It sits out like this, and it's got a little stand. It's got a little bit of a dealie on the front, and then it got a thing that comes out like that with a hinge on the top, and your phone just sits on this part. Okay, maybe. Okay, but he sent me something, so it's good. I'll check it out after the show. Churning out stuff makes money, but it gets old sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it's the same. Like I said, I can make batches of slimline pens, and I know they're gonna sell, and I just suffer through that few days worth of doing it because I know that that's just money sitting there in the bank. But do I want to be constantly doing that and never? Do I want to make that my living and never get to make fancy furniture or guitars or anything else? Because I'm too busy crushing out slimline pens? Nope. An A-frame sandwich board as a phone holder. There you go. Now, yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing too. It's got a little hinge on the top. It goes like that, and it's got a ledge. Make 8 guitar bodies per week to sell. Yeah. You just like you just running a router around a template, and it's great. Congratulations, you're selling that, and it's making you money. But it wouldn't feed me enough, like emotionally, like it wouldn't get my creative jollies. I would if that was my life, if that started to become my life, I would rent a space somewhere, or I would build a shed, I would buy a CNC, and I would, there you go, CNC machine, churn me out guitar bodies, because I have no interest in standing there doing it over and over and over and over again. Special request builds that I've been doing a lot more of those. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I guess if you do the churn stuff until you get somebody that says like, oh, I love those, but can you do it like this and like this and like this? And then you get to like actually, the problem is I'm faster than a CNC. But the CNC can do that. It's not a matter of being faster. The CNC can be doing that while you're doing something fun. Like whatever. I don't know. Like going for a ride on the Harley. I don't know if you'd want to set your CNC going and then leave the property altogether. Maybe. Never be able to make snowmen. Right? That's the thing. Leading up to Christmas markets, you just, I guess I get to spend today making little snowman ornaments. But that's the thing. It's like you put that one day in to just crush those out. Those make you enough money that you can now do 3 days worth of whatever you want. Theoretically. I don't know. Everybody's got their own approach, and none of it's wrong. I hope I'm not coming across as like judgy for however anybody else wants to go about this, because I'm not at all. Except those retired guys that just like they're only trying to cover their costs so they can make another thing, and they bring the price down on everything for everybody. I'm kidding. Even those guys, it does. I mean, at its essence, it bothers me a little bit because it does suck that like everybody's gonna compare. But I still get it. Who's outside? Oh, just people walking by. Okay. CNC needs to be used as a force multiplier. Well, that's what the laser is down at work. Like we just use that to, if it's running, it's making us money because it's doing repeatable, predictable. Once we got it programmed to do whatever it's going to do, we can do that over and over and over and over again. It can run while we're doing other stuff. It's not for being creative. It's used for production mode. My life is driving hours every day and setting up printers. Oh, God. Sorry. I'd take content creation and production wood products over that. But the grass is always greener, my friend. You get into content creation and production wood products, and then you go like, damn, I wish I was back on the road setting up printers, because this is monotonous nonsense too. It's part of it's about your mindset around it. Like, if you convince yourself that this is fantastic, I'd never have it any other way, then you're ahead of the game. You're winning life. If you can convince yourself that whatever it is that you're doing, you would not rather be anywhere else doing anything else. Part of it's mindset. Those aren't the customers you should be after. It's true. Make pens, bowls, guitars, pen blanks, and rings, so you always have something going. Yeah, you change it up, it helps, sure. Sorry, fearsome warrior. I used to lay cable for networks. It gets old. Yeah. But doing anything repetitively, I mean, that's one of the main reasons I left journalism, was because it just got to a point where it felt like the same thing all the time, every year. It's like, there's I'm doing a story about the Terry Fox run and the Salmon Festival and the kidney fundraiser and it just felt churny after a while. Beer. My parents owned a country weekly newspaper before you went into service. I used to cover local meetings, sports stuff, and help them with it. Sweet. Yeah, journalism is important. I wish I still did more of it than I do. Once in a while, I get to do some freelance stuff. Just wish it could be better at what it's supposed to be. I do various stuff. The kiosks in McDonald's. Yep. No, you service the, like, I want my quarter pounder with cheese, but I want no pickles, no onions. Yeah, okay. If you were doing more creative journalism instead of just covering local events, would I still be there? I don't know. Maybe I would be more likely. I would absolutely be more likely to still be there. But it wasn't just the work that I was doing or not getting to do that made me leave, if that makes sense. It was a big factor, but it wasn't the only factor. Yeah, I would be much more likely to still be doing journalism if the journalism I was doing was better. But part of the reason the journalism I was doing wasn't better was because of the format of the format, the expectation, and the corporateness of the organization I was with. First job out of the military was fixing the robots at Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, sweet. I mean, probably not. It probably sucked, but it sounds awesome. Like, that's a cool thing to be able to say. remember back when I was fixing the robots at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool thing to be able to say. I like that. Investigative journalism seems like a rewarding career. Yeah, if you can find anybody that's willing to pay you for it these days. The problem is it takes a long time to do good investigative journalism, and if you don't have somebody that's willing to pay you for that time, it's hard to get a job doing. You can't do investigative journalism when your job is 2 stories a day every day, Mr. Guy. Get it out there. I feel like this is going in a bad direction, and I want to change the topic. Let's talk about dust collection or something. Should we do a sound check? It's been a while for that joke, eh, Panel? Anybody watch Community? Anybody a fan of the show Community? I liked it a fair bit the first time through, and I've been rewatching it for a little bit the last while, just like leaving it on in the background while I'm laying in bed and stuff. It's still pretty funny. It's a very, very meta. The characters are great. And the first 3 seasons of it were like really good television. Any idea when I'll start working on the guitar on the live show? The theory is that it'll be on Monday. I need to spend part of tomorrow and most of Monday just getting the shop reset to a point where stations are ready for me to bring something to and flip a switch. So if that happens by Monday, on Monday's show, I will be resawing 3/8 of an inch off the top of this body and hand planing it flat again, and possibly cutting these nice and square to inlay a plug so that I can put a top on here nice and flush after I relieve some weight. Will my bandsaw rip that wide? Well, see, that's a question for Rikon. Yes, it has the capacity to fit this guitar body under that bandsaw and get it cut. Does it have the power at 110, 1.35? What's the horsepower on the Rikon 10326? It will be slow going. I have a brand new Carter 1/2-inch 3 TPI blade on there. It has the height capacity to resaw it, but it will be very slow going. And I've never resawn more than about 7 inches on it. So we'll find out. It should. Yeah, I know it should. but it's just like, meh. It doesn't have a ton of power. Like it's not gonna be, if I'm nice and easy pushing it through and taking my time and letting the blade clear the chips and the dust, I think it'll do it. But just because something has 12 inches of capacity doesn't mean it'll do those 12 inches. I mean, I just about went to a bad place and I stopped myself. Did you guys see that? I almost went to a bad place and said, well, like, I mean, just because I've got 12 inches of. That's unnecessary. You don't need to say that. Your Laguna is 120, just cut through a huge mesquite log. It should be good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was wet though, too, right? This is kiln dried Purple Heart. Get 12 inches of kiln dried Purple Heart and hard maple. It's a different beast when you're doing that kind of nonsense. We'll find out together. Actually, we might not, because I'm gonna do this one first. So the recorded version of the two guitar series is gonna find out whether or not that's a thing. I'm gonna go through the walnut, Purple Heart, maple dealy. Hopefully on Monday afternoon, and if that works, then on Monday night on the live show we'll try it through the Purple Heart guy. Well, we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll just fire it through the planer for an hour until it comes down that far. It won't be an hour, but I had to stop and chisel off parts of it so it would fit. You get 13 inches of capacity. Yeah, I don't know. The Rikon says 12 and a half, I think. I've never measured it, but it's about that. And this is almost exactly 12. Because back when I made these, I only had a 12 and a half inch planer. And that's why I made these this wide. Because I could put them through my planer. So I could. That's how I could take it down to the level I want. But I don't want to waste that much wood. I want to slice this off so that I can make like box parts out of this. I can make a little trinket box or something out of the wood. I don't want it to just go into the driveway as sawdust. It's wasteful. I might waste a bandsaw blade by resawing 12 inches of Purple Heart and hard maple, which isn't any better. But it's a guitar shaped something. I could do that. I could cut, if I could resaw this, if I could resaw 3/8 of an inch off this, I could have a guitar shaped piece of walnut, Purple Heart, and maple to hang up on the wall. Or I could cut rectangles out of this and have a nice 3/8 inch piece of really straight grained walnut to use as a box lid or something. Whatever. I'm just not about to just fire it through the planer over and over again and take it down 3/8 of an inch. I'm just not willing to do that. I'd rather stand at my bandsaw for half an hour and just slowly push this thing through to not have to waste that wood. That I have no ideas for. But maybe maybe the top that I resaw off could become a little box to keep picks in or something for when you're using that guitar. That you could have a matchy match guitar and pick box. Huh? Huh? Or what else? I mean, a piece of it could be the back panel for the electronics cover. I don't know. 3/8. I mean, you're not getting pen blanks out of it. You're getting box parts, is what you're doing. You're getting. I'm gonna resaw this thing to get box parts. But at least I'm getting box parts and not sawdust in the driveway. By the way, not everybody has hit the thumb button for my surprise Saturday night show. I think we all. This was fun. It was fun. It was a good hangout. I mean, we're not done yet. We can be done whenever you want, but I'm not done hanging out yet. What do we think in terms of, has anybody made up their mind yet on whether they want Saturday to be the night that we do this? Even if it means that some more often than not, it's a show like this, as opposed to actually making something. Because that's the trade-off. If we keep it on Monday, I make stuff more often. If we move it to Saturday, I don't make stuff as often. But it's probably better for most people. I'd probably just make sawdust because I'd be afraid of messing up the guitar blank on the bandsaw. I don't think you can. I mean, I know how to tune my bandsaw, so like as it's going through, if for some reason like it starts to go like too far this way, I just stop, and then I just like put a thicker top on it. Like there's ways around it, right? With blade drift and stuff, yeah. But if it drifts, I lose less with a hand plane or by firing it through the planer. Say like if it starts to drift a little bit, a little too far, I just stop. And then maybe I turn it around and I go this way, and then they meet in the middle, and it's got a big V in it. So now I lose 1/8 by planing it, and I've got 1/4 of leftover. It's still box tops or whatever that I'm keeping. Like, he's just. How tall is my fence? 6 inches. Ish. I don't know. I've never measured it. Looks about 6 inches. It's one of those, like, you can put it this way or you can put it this way. And it just lives this way. And I want to say it's about 6 inches. I'm just going. Are you guys going to stay there? Or are you going to stay there? Here's the necks of the guitars. 6 inches. Twists. TWSS. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So those are the days that Pinnell can come. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Whoa, what's going on? Yeah, I was just measuring the height of my rip fence on my bandsaw. Now I have to readjust you guys. That's what she said. That's what she said. TWSS. Are you well behind in the feed? Somebody tell Pinnell that he has to move his cursor or his little bar thing to the end, because I think he might be back at when I was talking about having a 12-inch. I invested in a Guide Pro bandsaw, resaw, featherboard with extension kit for mine. See a 10-inch device to hold the wood against the fence. But bandsaw, resaw, featherboard. It's the one with the little foam fingers. Or a big foam plate finger. No, he said 6-inch bandsaw fence is enough. Oh, yes. It's 6 inches. That's enough. Yes. It's a good point. I did say that. There's been a couple of that's what she said tonight. Incredible how much it improved my resawing. Yeah, that's cool. I probably am just gonna make sure that I'm tuned up. Like I said, I have a fresh new Carter. Really expensive by the time it got to my house bandsaw blade on there. 3 TPI 1/2-inch blade. Freshly installed and freshly tuned up bandsaw. I have enough confidence in myself to be able to set up a bandsaw to be able to get this job done. And like I said, if it doesn't, I'm no worse off. If it starts to drift in to where I don't want it to, I just stop and fire it through the planer instead, and then it's chips anyway. But at least I've given it a try to not waste the wood. And maybe I get halfway through and I can come in. So maybe I get to here and it starts coming in. Now I just come in and I go this way. And now I've got these chunks that I can use for something. You know, like I don't think there's a reason to not try. We see the same 2 angles. At some point, I stopped believing. Hold on, what? At some point, I stopped believing the other shop wall exists at all. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. It's over there. I promise. There's a whole nother side to the shop. There's my bandsaw. There's the sharpening station. Backwards. There's drill press and stuff. I've even got like wood storage up on the other side of up. You guys never get to see up under there, up under the garage door, my sapili stash. Don't be weird. Wood doesn't grow on trees. Well, I don't have a walnut or a purple heart tree in my yard. Okay, I can't just go hacking it down. I cut my own guitar tops and ruined some nice quilted maple because I thought it was good, but the bottom wasn't against the fence. Yeah, stop trying to scare me off from doing this, because I think worst case scenario, I just cut a thicker top. Yeah, I screw it up. I get some blade drift. I stop what I'm doing. It all turns into sawdust anyway, and I cut a thicker top for it. These are garbage leftovers from 5 years ago that I completely forgot about. They might as well not exist. I'm trying to make them into something. I'm not putting a featherboard against the bottom so you only have to worry about keeping the top aligned. I'm not going to try to keep anything aligned. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line 3/8 of an inch in all the way along here. I'm going to push it through. Well, I am going to use the fence, but if it starts to go away from that line, I might push the fence away and just freehand it. Where's the Wolverine jig? The Wolverine jig is leaning against the lathe station right now. It's in that, let's see if I can, that Lee Valley box right there, leaning against the lathe. Try to resaw the guitar top and end up cutting out a reindeer because it's a Snodgrass plate. It's like, I just gotta resaw this to get down and save some wood, and then it's a reindeer. Except he uses like a 1/4-inch blade for those. So I know nothing about electric guitars, but I do appreciate the heavy bevel on the back edges that fits your body. It's like I think it's actually called a belly carve most of the time. This guy on the top of the guitar, if it's got a big scoop out of here, I think it's called a belly carve, so it can like sit. But yeah, contouring a guitar is really important. My first guitar has lots of carves areas out of it. It's like it had a big carve out of here to thin this out to make it more comfortable to play, because your arm comes across like this when you're playing a guitar. It had some curves cut out of both sides of that. It had some curve cut out of this as well. Yeah, comfort is important in a guitar. That's deleted by Chris Pinnell. I can click view deleted message. What does it say? Comfort cuts are nice. Why Pinnell delete that? That's not. Pinnell's getting high and mighty on his wrench. Look out. I didn't used to be able to pocket delete. He accidentally deleted the message. Can you reinstate the message? I can't. Maybe because you did. You could. I don't know. But it's fun. I just saw like message deleted by Chris Pinnell. I'm like, what did Waldrop say? That's weird. All right. Maybe one more. Put the phone in a hoodie pocket to carry glasses to the kitchen. Just put it down on the table. Put it on a coaster, but put it down on the table and come back to it. I think I blocked him or put him in timeout. Oh, man. Sorry, Paul. If you're unable to speak right now, Pinnell is working on it, maybe, to get you back. Probably not. You can blame his hoodie pocket for accidentally timeouting you. Did you remove all his messages? They're all gone? You just literally like, did you block him? Oh, you did too. No. Can you recover all of those comments? Am I back? You are back, yes. All right, new rule. Pinnell, you're not allowed to go walking around with your phone in your pocket while you're a moderator of the channel. If you need to go do something else, just leave it. Go do what you need to do. Come back. It's kind of funny, though. But at the same time, are all of his comments back too? Let me go back. Nope. They're all gone. That's funny. We've learned a valuable lesson tonight. I don't come here to learn, But tonight we have learned something. When you accidentally block somebody as a moderator, all their messages disappear. I hope they didn't disappear from like all of the back episodes too. Could you imagine? Like 100 episodes of Paul like being an active member and a valuable member of the community, just having everything deleted because Pinnell's Pocket decided that. I use an angle grinder and a flappy sandpaper disc for carving comfort cuts. I don't, but I might. I have a carving disc that I might be trying out this year. My wife won't get mad about dishes in my office though. Wife won't get mad about dishes in my office though. But you could take them after. Just, do they need to go right now? Or could they wait another 20 minutes until the show's done? Did they need to go right now? Or could you have just, like I said, just leave the phone, go take your dishes to the kitchen, come back. We're not going to know. Hell, Beckham's at work. He's probably like literally doing work right now. He's going to come back in a few minutes and be like, sorry guys, I feel like, what's going on? I missed something. And we're not going to care. He's got other shit going on, you know? Go take the stuff to the dishes. Go take the dishes to the kitchen. Come back. Gonna add a 5-foot by 16-foot room onto the side of my shop. Isn't that gonna like double the square footage of your shop? 5 by 16. That's a huge addition for a shop that's not very big. Additional 90 square feet. Nice. I actually had to lock up the roof, but now I'm back. See, and we didn't know that he was off doing work. It'll take you to 250 square feet. Okay, so you're adding 90 and it's taking you to 250 square feet. Math genius, Mike. That is an additional 27.3%. Nope. 34.8. I had to redo the math. Getting an additional 34.8% of shop space. That's awesome. This is a single car garage, about 300 square feet. Yeah, I don't know. I think we figured it out one day when I did my approximate math on my shop. I'm in about 12 by 20, 12 by 23, 12 by 22. Single car garage. 78%, Pinnell says. Hey! See, he could just be making up numbers, Steve. I think I'm in, 300 sounds about right. I think it would be like 290 or something I'm in. 25 times 4 is 100. Times 3 to get to 12 would be 300. Yeah. 300-ish square feet is my shop. I like how I broke that down. I'm about 25 long. Not quite, probably. 25 by 4. Oh, wait, I lied. 25 by 4 is 100. So I've got 100, 100, 100. That's 300-ish square feet of shop. But the ceiling at 7 feet, and I'm 5'8", so plenty of headroom. Yeah, that's the one thing about my small shop that I like, is that I can go up a fair ways. I think my ceiling is probably about 12. No, maybe not quite, but like I can go up on the walls a fair bit. So like that's why horizontal wood storage in that area is great, because I don't need all of that space on the walls to throw wood up there. Same with under the garage door. It's a great place to put wood. Let's see, probably not 12. Definitely more than 10. Never actually measured, obviously, but current shop ceiling is 11 feet, but it's gabled. Okay. Jealous of larger shops. I can't use a table saw without moving a car. Have to move carts out to use anything else too. Yeah, I mean, but everybody grows. We're all goldfish, right? You get a small shop, you optimize that small shop. You get a bigger shop, you expand into that shop. You don't have any more room. Like you don't really. You have more stuff. You fill it out, but yeah. Do sound check to see how big it is. All right. Well, workbench is 37. So let's call that 3 feet. Ceiling from top of workbench is 6. Okay. So I'm at 9-foot ceilings. I thought I was taller than that. I thought I had taller ceilings than that, but I'm at 9 feet. The non-shop stuff in your way. Yeah. When I first got started and all I had was chop saw and a sander, essentially, and a bench to work on, that was actually like the cabinets out of an old Shaw cable van. And I had shelving of old paint from the old homeowner and sleds and all kinds of crap in here. And it was a garage. It was like a storage garage. We never parked in here, but it was always had like shelves of garage stuff. And then I slowly took it over and made it into the shop. But for a while, it was working around like, where do I put? We don't even get snow. Why do we have a toboggan? Like, that kind of thing. And then I just kind of slowly took it over. My garage is a garage only now. 1 car, 3 motorcycles, toolboxes, Tesla batteries. Yeah. If I had an outbuilding that I could make into a shop, so I could turn this back into a garage, would I? I don't know. I was going to say like I'd do that too, but I don't know if I would. I kind of like having the shop attached to the house. And yeah, if I had enough property that I could build a standalone, I would do that. But I don't. I think based on zoning, I could take down my like Home Depot 8x8 plastic prefab shed and build maybe 12 by 12, 12 by 15. I don't know, because it's based on like the amount of your property, the percentage of your property that your buildings take up. So without getting like rezoning applications and amendments and stuff, I think I could maybe do 12 by 12, which is not going to help me any, because I'm going to get what, another 40 square feet on top of what my Home Depot shed gives me. That's no good. If it had any snow yet this year, yeah, no, we did. We got a big dump before Christmas. It was like a week worth of like the whole town shutting down. Say like the end of the first week of December, big dump, and it actually stuck around for like a couple weeks, and it usually doesn't. You haven't had anything there? Well, that means that in February you're going to get annihilated. Like, you think that the hurricane this summer was bad, just wait. Yeah, ice storms from Valhalla. When I was in a garage, I built a bench on hinges. Yep, with removable legs that folded down against the wall. Yep. Yeah, we all just make use of however you need to make the best use of your shop. I have not met in person, but spoken with people who work on the deck on off their apartment, which is like 3x8 space off of a sliding glass door. Set up something relatively sturdy to put your work on, some hand tools, maybe a circular saw, some glue, a couple of clamps. You do what you can do. My buddy Mike Bennett, I mean, he doesn't really do that much woodworking, but he's in my shed is probably about the same square footage as his, but he actually built his out of wood, so it's got a higher ceiling. He's probably an 8x8x8. He's getting work done. He works on RC trucks, but he does a little bit of woodworking out there. He makes it work as his workspace. Make it work. Wherever you need to be, you can make it work. There's a YouTuber who had a shop in one of his apartment bedrooms. It was in such a place that didn't have a wall that bordered the neighbor. That's nice. That's nice if you're in an apartment. I think that's why most people who are in apartments go out onto the deck, because in either of their rooms, they're going to have neighbors that are going to be not pleased with them. My shop is great in the summer when I can drag car, Harley, and junk outside, but in the winter, not so much. Because I want to say that if I remember correctly, Fearsome Warrior is Matt, I think, and he is in Illinois or Minnesota. So yeah, winter probably not awesome for you find a spot and make it work and get busy. Yeah, Becca's got the right idea. But I mean, if you can't, it's hard because there are not, like, people are right. There are not a lot of people that are making envy-worthy work in very, very small spaces. So it's hard to, like, get that. So like, well, that guy can do that, so I can do what I want to do. Like, everybody you're looking at that's doing amazing work is in these like 4-car garages full of Powermatic and then Laguna and all these tools and stuff, and then they got dedicated assembly tables and stuff. But yeah, there's nothing saying you can't make it happen with whatever space you've got. 8 by 8 by 8 equals 412 cubic feet of shop. All right, Mr. Guy, how many cubic feet of shop do I have at 12 by 25 by 9? Working in a garage in the summer sucked a lot. Yeah, it can do here too, even though we don't generally get super hot. I mean, you guys have seen me in the middle of the summer when we get a heat wave, and I'm just like, and I'm wiping my head and face with paper towel, going like, I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can do the show. It's not awesome. Minnesota, Wisconsin border. That's right. You're like close to La Crosse, right? Where my bad axe saw came from. Got 4 feet in 24 hours a few times. Yeah, that's... This my saw came from right by his house. That one, that top guy. It's a nice piece of saw. Built 3 beds, 2 dressers, and desks in your 160 square foot shop. Assemble it in the driveway under the carport. So you just make it happen, Cap'n. You know? Absolutely. You're only talking yourself out of making it happen. Find the YouTubers I've watched that have expanded from their garage shops to full out production size spaces lose that touch and relatability. I agree. Well, some of them lose that touch and relatability because they start making a crap ton of money off YouTube too. But yeah, it's I think I like that I have tools that people can afford. I'm in a place in my shop progression where I think people can appreciate that I have worked to get my shop to a place where I have some nice tools, but they are not like production tools. They're not like industrial type tools, and there's not a ton of them, and I'm in a relatively small space and I make the best of what I've got and stuff like that. I like where I'm at in terms of relatability to my audience. And I agree, it's hard. It can be hard to watch someone like the Wood Whisperer in a fire hall, or what he used to be in like a 4-car garage. There was a dedicated shop space. And like, you can do this too, kind of thing. It's hard to wrap your head around a little bit. Bad Axe moved from La Crosse to Superior. It's across the river from Duluth. Okay. Well, my saw says La Crosse, Wisconsin. I think. And then the C-clamps come down on his head. This is my Bad Axe tennis saw. La Crosse, Wisconsin. It is a very, very nice piece of saw. I'm not going to put it back up because that was awkward. I would love to have 400 square feet shop. You nothing bigger than that. I would love to be in a 2-car garage. That's all that would be like my dream shop. Would be twice the size of what I have now. It's a 2-car garage with a nice big workbench in the middle and a table saw running it into the workbench as an outfeed. And around the outside, it's got cabinets for all of my stuff to live in where they live. and the walls are nicely cabineted so that things can go away where they go away, and it just looks crisp and clean instead of what my shop is, which is just stuff everywhere. I think that's really the main reason that I would want to have a bigger shop, is so that everything could just get put away. and then it would feel crisp and clean, and I could put some non-woodworking stuff on the walls. I could have a Pearl Jam poster up there that I framed out of walnut, and I had plexiglass over the front, and it was lit with backlighting and stuff. Like, it would be for that kind of thing. It wouldn't really be for functionality. Look what I made in my garage is more relatable than look what I made in my 7,000 square foot shop. Yeah, with my $100,000 worth of equipment. I'm just glad they didn't move farther from me. They flipped from south to north, same distance. Okay. Have you gone and seen their operation? Like, have you actually gone and spent time, like, watching them make saws? I would love that. I'm such a nerdy geek guy when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, I would go to Lee Nielsen and not spend any money. I would just, like, watch them make a plane. Say with, like, say going to Bad Axe, I would just like, can I just watch you sharpen the teeth on a tendon saw? I just want to see that happen. It's a nice saw. If you need a back saw and you have some extra money, that's who you should go to. I don't get the shots with internet and TV and etc. That's another thing that I would do if I had a 2-car garage. I would have a TV up on the wall so that I could watch YouTube videos and stuff on the screen when I'm just sitting around. I'm done for the day. I'm not doing my own YouTube show anymore. I just want to sit and watch people make stuff on the internet. I just sit here and have some beer and I just watch it up on a TV on the other side of the wall. That'd be great. It was sharpening weekend things and rarely a 5-day clinic to build your own. They have a 5-day build your own saw. I'm flying to Wisconsin. Not allowed in the States. And I can't afford to go anywhere and do anything fun. I was looking the other day for just for shits and gigs. I decided to look up what plane tickets cost to Australia. Because I thought, it would be cool to go. I glitched in the Matrix. I was like, it'd be cool to take the fam down to Australia and go see Scotty and Jax and see the outback and run away from giant spiders and stuff like that. I'll probably never get to do that because like $1,500 per person just to go. It's probably not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen if I keep buying calendars I can't sell. Business Mike is making it so that I cannot go see my friends in Australia. Because Business Mike sucks. By the way, in case you don't know, the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff 2023 calendar is for sale on my Etsy store. There's a link in the description. It'll help me go visit my friends in Australia one day if you buy one. No, it won't. If you buy one, I lose money. Didn't we figure that out? Like, I actually lose money on shipping those. Never mind. Don't buy those. was that something else that cost me? Well, they absolutely cost me more than they made me to send to Australia. But I sent them to my friends. Happy birthday. Happy whatever, Scott. Eric Habakabaka is here. Eric, do not order a calendar. I swear to God. If Eric orders a calendar, I'm out another $30. All right, one more beer, and then we're out. I had a good night tonight. This is good. I'm glad that I decided to do this. 3.5% discount if you buy today. Year's 3.5% gone. 3.5% off. Unfortunately, the price has gone up to $52.50. So you were better off buying it last week. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm going to do with them when nobody buys the rest of them. I'm going to sell them as like nostalgic fan. I'm going to give them to people on Patreon is what's going to happen. It's going to be August and I'm going to have these things sitting around. I'm just going to send them out to people on Patreon. Be like, thanks. Business Mike. Oh, good show. Good times. Glad I did this. So you're really going to lose money on the calendars? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I spent $420 something on 25 calendars. And so far I have made, well, I lost money on those ones to send to Australia. Pinnell's, I can't really tell whether I lost or made money on or not because it had something else in it. They made $10 on that one. I traded that one for part of a hoodie. So I guess I made money on that one by not having to pay for that part of the hoodie. Let's say I spent $420-ish on calendars, and I have made back approximately $30 of that. $50 of that. Maybe. Thanks for not buying a calendar. Here's a calendar. That's what's going to end up happening in July or August. Yeah. I'll sign up for some Patreon for a calendar. That's what's going to end up happening because I don't need a bucket of calendars. I don't need 20 calendars. If they don't sell, I might as well give them to people. And I'll give them to people who give me money. Whether or not they gave it to me for the calendar or not. McGill's probably going to get a calendar. If he holds out long enough, Amy Gersh is going to get a calendar. I should just send them calendars anyway because they give me substantial amounts of money every month just for being me. And because they're awesome people. Benel had to pay for his. Gonna get a refund on mine when you give them away. No, but you can get the 2024 edition for free. You get a free 2024 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff calendar. It's just hand drawn like cartoons though. Like like I'll do January right now. Makes Wooden Things and Stuff January. Now here's me. Okay, let's go. Here's the table saw. Here's me pushing something. Oh, we gotta need a rip fence. Need the fence on the table saw. We need a piece of wood. There's me pushing the piece of wood. There we go. Got ourselves rip fence. And here's me pushing a piece of wood across table saw. Oh, we gotta put a blade up in here. Spinning on the throat plate. Erase that right there. This is exciting. This is going to be a really good January picture for the 2023 calendar. A mustache joining up with beard. Maybe the eyes could be a little bit better. There we go. All right, we are getting close to the final product for January 2023 Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff calendar. He is working the table saw here. All right. We get, that's pretty good, right? We got Mike pushing the board through the table saw. Oh, there's got to be like some miter slots here. Hold on. Some miter slot there. Actually, it's a difference in the wings are a little bit different. Let's need a little bit change of, it's not bad. A little bit of extra accent there. He needs a beer? No, I don't. I've told you I don't like beer and table saw. Okay, I don't beer when I table saw. I beer when I lathe. I beer when I hang out. I don't beer and table saw. We'll put some wood storage up in here. on some shelves. Like that. It's not a terrible calendar day. Some wood storage. Hold on. I got my helmet or my mask thing hanging on the wall. My lathe back there. This is getting stupid. My lathe back here. Here I go. He's getting all artsy now. Got my lathe back here. Got my mask hanging. Lathe. It's got drawers in it. Okay, now it's getting dumb. Anyway, there you go. Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff, January 2024. Booyah! Don't beer at all while you're in the shop? Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. I don't beer in the shop when I am doing things that It's just why he gave up art and started woodworking. I didn't give up art, okay? That was a mean thing to say. You do better in 7 minutes, okay? You make me a better Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff January 2024 calendar thing in 7 minutes. Yeah. I don't beer when I'm doing anything that I am confident could do me serious damage. If something small, if I'm doing a bottle stopper and it comes off the lathe and I'm wearing a mask, the worst thing that happens is I break a little bit of wood. If it hits me, it's gonna bounce off and I'm gonna go like, the worst thing that's gonna happen. If I was turning a giant bowl and I was in the line of fire, I would not be drinking. If I'm working with the table saw, I am not drinking. If I'm pushing anything through the bandsaw that I need to get my fingers close to the blade for, I'm not drinking. You gotta have some personal responsibility for how you decide to live your life and your safety level and your comfort level. Beers I drink are all done in whiskey barrels, so 11% alcohol, so no good with power tools. Yeah, absolutely. Just you judge what's best for you and your comfort level and your safety, and don't let anybody else tell you whether or not you should be using anything. But don't use a table saw if you've been drinking. So many bruises on you from resawing that log. Well, yeah, but probably mostly from just like trying to heft it around. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you very much, everybody, for actually coming along on a spontaneous random Saturday show. I'm gonna think about whether or not I want to bring back Saturday as the time slot. I don't know. Like I said, there are factors that I like and there are factors I don't. I'll decide over the next couple of weeks. We'll do Monday, which will hopefully be the start of the guitars. We'll see how I feel after work next Saturday. If next Saturday I'm driving home thinking, man, I would love to go live again, maybe we'll move things back to Saturday. If next Saturday I'm driving home going, man, I need to go to bed, it'll probably stay Monday. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Thanks. We'll see you in a couple of days, 48, 46-ish hours from now. Bye for now.